My brothers and sisters, have you ever sat in a room full of people yet felt completely alone? Have you ever reached a point in life where the noise around you fades and all that remains is silence, heavy, unsettling silence? Many people fear being alone. They think solitude is a sign of weakness, a symptom of sadness. But what if I told you that being alone can be one of the greatest blessings Allah gives you? You see, when Allah wants to guide you, He doesn't always send someone into your life sometimes. He takes everyone out. He clears your path so you can finally hear His voice, feel His presence, and discover the strength that was within you all along. Today we'll talk about something most people run away from, but which, if understood, can completely transform your heart, mastering the art of being alone and finding peace with Allah. When we talk about being alone, many people immediately associate it with sadness, with pain, with the idea that something is missing. We say, I feel lonely, and our hearts become heavy. But I want you to pause for a moment and truly understand something deeper. There is a world of difference between loneliness and solitude. They may look similar from the outside, but in reality they are completely different experiences inside the heart. Loneliness is a void, an emptiness that aches within you. It's when you feel cut off, unwanted or forgotten. It's when the silence around you feels loud, when you crave voices to fill that space, and when your heart feels disconnected. Loneliness drains you. It makes you feel incomplete because your happiness has become dependent on other people, on their presence, their validation, their approval. But solitude, my dear brothers and sisters, is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is when you are alone but you feel complete. It's when the silence around you is peaceful, when you don't crave people but you crave Allah. It's when you realize that you don't need constant company to feel whole, you only need connection with your Creator. Solitude doesn't drain you, it fills you. It doesn't make you weaker, it strengthens you. The truth is, the way you experience being alone reveals the state of your heart. If your heart is full of worldly attachments, then being alone feels unbearable. You begin to panic because the distractions are gone. You can no longer hide behind conversation, social media, or the noise of daily life. Suddenly, you're faced with your own thoughts, your own emotions, your own reality, and that can feel uncomfortable. But if your heart is connected to Allah, solitude becomes a sanctuary. It becomes the place where you find peace, clarity, and strength. Look at the example of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before revelation came, before the Quran was revealed to him, he would retreat to the cave of Hira. He didn't go there out of depression or hopelessness. He wasn't escaping people because he hated them. No, he went there because his soul longed for reflection, for silence, for a connection with the one who created him. In that solitude, Allah prepared him for the greatest mission in history. It was in isolation that the Prophet ﷺ received the first words of revelation. Iqra, read. Do you see the wisdom in that? Sometimes Allah places you in solitude because He's preparing you for something greater. He removes distractions so you can hear Him more clearly. He makes you taste aloneness so that you learn that the only true companionship is with Him. Many of us today cannot spend even a few moments without reaching for our phones, checking messages, or scrolling endlessly. We fear silence because silence forces us to meet ourselves. But how will we ever know who we truly are if we are always surrounded by noise? How will we hear the whispers of our heart or the calling of Allah if we never sit quietly and listen? My brothers and sisters, solitude is not a curse, it is an opportunity. When you are alone, that is your time to rebuild your connection with Allah. It's your time to talk to Him without distraction, to cry in sujood without anyone watching, to seek forgiveness sincerely, and to realign your purpose. That is where your healing begins. When you feel lonely, instead of rushing to fill the void with people, music, or entertainment, pause. Ask yourself, what is my heart craving? Me, is it truly people I need? Or is it my soul longing for its creator? You might find that what you call loneliness is actually Allah calling you back to Him. You see, loneliness is temporary, but connection with Allah is eternal. The world may abandon you, but Allah never does. Sometimes He takes everyone away so that you'll turn to Him alone. And in that turning, you'll discover a peace that no amount of company could ever bring. Try this. Spend some quiet time each day just with yourself and Allah. No phone, no noise, no distractions. Sit in silence. Reflect on your blessings, your struggles, your mistakes, your purpose. Talk to Allah from your heart, not just with memorized words, but with honesty. Tell Him what hurts, what confuses you, what you dream of. Tell Him what you're grateful for. You'll begin to notice something beautiful. That silence which once felt heavy will start to feel peaceful. That emptiness will begin to fill with light. And that's the power of solitude. It transforms your inner world. It teaches you patience. It builds your emotional strength. It allows you to hear what your heart has been trying to say. You realize that peace doesn't come from being surrounded by people. It comes from being connected to the right one, Allah. Many times Allah takes you through a season of solitude because He wants to clean your heart. Maybe you depended too much on others. Maybe you were too busy to reflect. Maybe you placed your happiness in someone who let you down. So He removes all of that, and in that emptiness He gives you space to rebuild, not with people but with Him. The next time you find yourself alone, don't rush to escape it. Embrace it, use it. Tell yourself, this is my moment with Allah. And when you start to see solitude as a gift, it will no longer frighten you. It will become your teacher, your refuge, your strength. Remember, loneliness drains your heart because it's centered around people. Solitude strengthens your heart because it's centered around Allah. When you crave people, your peace depends on them. When you crave Allah, your peace depends on Him, and He never leaves. So don't run away from being alone. Don't fear the silence. Within that silence lies a doorway to reflection, to gratitude, to self-awareness, to spiritual growth. Learn to walk through it. Learn to sit quietly and remember Allah, because sometimes the most powerful conversations you'll ever have are the ones between you and your Creator in the stillness of your solitude. That is where true peace begins. That is where your heart finds home. My brothers and sisters, there will be times in life when you feel abandoned, when people you trusted turn away, when those you thought would stay by your side begin to drift, and when the road ahead feels painfully quiet. In those moments, it's easy to whisper to yourself, I'm all alone. But I want to remind you of a truth that will change how you see every hardship, every empty room, and every tear you shed in silence. You are never truly alone, because Allah never leaves you. Sometimes we look for comfort in people, and when they disappoint us, we feel broken. We forget that human beings, no matter how sincere, are limited. They come and go. They love and forget. They promise and fail. That's part of being human. But Allah, He is constant. He does not forget. He does not leave. He does not disappoint. He says in the Quran, and we are closer to Him than His jugular vein. Think about that for a moment. Allah is telling you that His presence is closer to you than your own breath, closer than your own heartbeat. You don't have to shout for Him to hear you. You don't have to travel far to reach Him. He is right there when you cry quietly at night, when you sit alone with your thoughts, when you stare into the sky searching for answers. He is with you, listening, understanding, and guiding. My brothers and sisters, never confuse people leaving you with Allah abandoning you. When people walk away, it's often a sign that Allah wants to draw you nearer to Him. Sometimes He removes the people you depend on so that you will finally depend on Him. When you say everyone has turned away, Allah is saying, turn to me. There are moments in life where the silence around you feels heavy, when no one checks on you, when your messages are ignored, when your pain goes unnoticed. In those moments, don't fall into despair. Instead, remind yourself that the most merciful has never stopped watching over you. You are seen even when you are invisible to others. You are heard even when no one responds. You are cared for even when no one shows it. Remember the story of Prophet Yunus alayhi salam, when he was alone in the belly of the whale, in complete darkness, darkness of the ocean, darkness of the night, and darkness within the creature. He cried out, "There is no deity worthy of worship except you. Glory be to you. Indeed, I have been of the wrongdoers." And Allah heard him from the depths of the sea. His voice reached the heavens. Because when your heart is sincere, no place is too far for Allah to hear you. And look at Prophet Musa alayhi salam. When he stood at the edge of the sea with Pharaoh's army behind him, the people panicked, thinking destruction was certain. But Musa said with full conviction, "No, indeed my Lord is with me and He will guide me." He didn't say, "I hope" or "maybe." He said, "Indeed my Lord is with me." That certainty turned fear into faith, and Allah split the sea for him. This is what it means to know that Allah never leaves you. When you truly believe it, your fear turns to peace, your despair turns to patience, your loneliness turns to love, love for the one who has been with you all along. So when you are sitting alone and sadness begins to creep into your heart, remind yourself, Allah is here. Say it softly, Allah is with me. Feel it, believe it. Because the moment you realize that, the darkness begins to lift. You begin to feel strength returning to your chest, calmness settling into your thoughts. The world might not have changed, but your heart has, because you've reconnected with the one who controls it. Many of us think we need people to fill the emptiness we feel inside. But that emptiness is not a people problem, it's a spiritual one. It's a space Allah has reserved for Himself. And when you try to fill it with anything or anyone else, you will always end up feeling hollow. Only when Allah fills that space do you finally feel whole. You may lose friends, wealth, opportunities, even family. But if you still have your connection with Allah, you have lost nothing. And if you have everything but lose your connection with Him, then you have truly lost everything. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ went through moments of deep isolation. There were times when people mocked him, rejected him, plotted against him, yet he remained steadfast. Why? Because his heart was anchored to Allah. He knew that even if the world turned its back, his Lord would never do the same. That is why, despite all the pain he endured, he could still smile, forgive, and move forward, because his strength didn't come from people, it came from faith. So, my brothers and sisters, if you ever feel like no one understands you, remember that Allah does. When you feel unseen, know that He sees every tear. When you feel unheard, know that He hears every whisper. When you feel lost, know that He is guiding your path even when you don't see the way forward. Don't measure Allah's presence by how easy your life feels. Sometimes He allows hardship not because He has left you, but because He wants to purify you, elevate you, and strengthen your bond with Him. The storms in your life are not signs of His absence. They are signs that He is shaping you for something greater. And so, whenever you feel alone, talk to Him. Talk to Allah as if you can see Him, because even though you cannot, He surely sees you. Tell Him everything. Pour your heart out in sujood. Cry if you need to. There is no shame in that. Every tear shed in solitude is recorded as an act of worship when it's for His sake. My dear brothers and sisters, understand this truth. Allah never leaves. People may leave, situations may change.